Hello, everyone, and welcome to Penn State Wrestling's weekly media Zoom. We're joined today by Associate Head Coach Cody Sanderson. Cody, thanks for taking some time to join us today.
No problem. Happy to be here.
And we'll start out with questions for Cody, and then after Cody's done, we have 165-pounder Creighton Edsell with us. So we'll go ahead and begin. Questions for Cody. Greg Pickle, go ahead.
Hi, Pat. Thank you. Hi, Cody. Thanks for your time. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. How did you feel like things went Saturday down at the Journeyman Duels, and what was some of your main takeaways from that event?
Overall, I think it was a positive showing by the team. There's some things that we look for initially. A lot of that has to do with conditioning. Where are we physically coming into the event? And I think we're right where we wanted to be. Technically there's some adjustments to be made, but that's also the point of some of these early season matches. See what we're missing in practice and get back and address those.
Andy Elder.
Cody, had Joey Bloomer at 157, and earlier in the week in the notes, it looked like it might have been Joe Lee or Terrell Barraclaw. Who will that be going forward? And did something happen to Joe and to Terrell that they couldn't go?
Yeah, we just actually, I guess I got to be careful exactly what I say, but we've just been a couple guys ill. Right now, if something happens, we're just being very cautious. And so it was nothing more than that. We work with our medical staff, and we should know more in a day or two what it's going to look like on Thursday night. Nothing to be concerned about.
Ben Serfass.
Hey, Cody, earlier in the week, last week in the notes, you guys had a lot of different guys listed competing at different weight classes. How important is the depth to your roster?
Well, depth for two reasons. One, clearly with wrestling, you have to have the training partners, right? We need different looks. We need different feels. We need guys with different attack hands. We need guys with different lead legs. So that depth is important as far as a practice standpoint. And then as far as a competition standpoint, it's a tough season. Guys are going to get banged up. They're going to get bruised up. And, we need to have, second and third options potentially as we get down into some of these matches, especially when we get going into January or February.
Clay Sartig.
Hey, Cody, how you doing this morning?
Good, thank you.
Bob Bartlett really had to grind out a win there, 149 pounds. What's it say about him that he can find ways to win in a number of different ways this early in his career?
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up. Sometimes with young guys getting into these competitions, that's a big thing. Knowing how to win, finding a way to get on top. I don't think that's the match that he wanted to have. That's not how he pictured it going. But he didn't let it bother him, and he found a way to get a tough ride against a veteran opponent. That shows a lot of his mentality. And you got to also consider too, Bo is in his second year of the program, but because of the COVID year, he really has only had a handful of matches. Coming into his second season, he has fewer matches than a typical redshirt would get by Christmas. So with him and a couple other guys, I think a lot of what you're going to be seeing as we go forward is these guys learning and picking some things up as they go. I see him making a lot of improvement from match to match, especially as we start getting around the holidays.
Real quick before we move on, I will ask, if you're typing while we're doing this, please mute your mic. I totally get it, but if you can mute your mic so we don't hear the clicky, it would be great. Lauren Muthler, go ahead.
Hi, Cody. First duel in, nearly 2 years in Rec Hall with fans again. What are you looking forward to most having the fans back? And, what does that mean not only for the individual wrestlers, but for the program overall to have your fans back at duels again?
Hey, great question. We are just excited for this week. We are grateful. We're always grateful for the support that we have at Penn State, and going out in front of that crowd in Rec Hall or the Bryce Jordan Center, wherever it might be. It feels great, but, we had a full year of not feeling that. Sometimes I think you take things for granted, and that's something that we're not going to do. We're going to cherish this time that we have back with our fans, and, hopefully we can put on a show. We want our guys to go wrestle hard. We want them to go score points, make sure that, this is a memorable experience as everybody returns back after COVID, and then, we take it from there.
Zach Allen.
Hey, Cody. Kale talked a lot about earning bonus points last week going into the season. Is that a team-wide focus, and what's it mean to you seeing the team go out and earning them on Saturday?
Yes, that is a focus. I mean, that's, and we talk about it all the time, score points, right? Right now, I mean, we want to win every match we're in, right? I mean, we're competitors, but that's not the focus. The focus is competing, right? Wins and losses take care of themselves. And you get those wins though. You get them by getting points, and you get them by getting bonus points. Right now, I don't know if there's something you'll hear more in our practice now than score points, score points, score points. And we saw it on the last match, and hopefully we'll see that again.
Tanya Luce.
So, hi, Cody. I was just wondering, like, what does it mean to the team to have so many different guys wrestling over the past week or so, and just how does that show the depth that the team has?
Well, we were down at this. Well, I was at Binghamton yesterday with watching some of our open guys wrestle, and as I talked to them through the event, they're actually getting a lot of messages from our starters back home, encouraging them, talking about what they're doing, trying to help them out, and so it was really great to kind of see, our older guys start to take or demonstrate their interest for the younger guys, demonstrate their interest for their development. Because that's really what it takes, right? And we help them as coaches, but it's that peer development that I think really can separate it. And right now we've got some guys on our team that are stepping up into leadership roles, and they're caring for those guys that are wrestling at other events. And I think it's just going to really help their long-term development. And of course, brings our team closer together, which is incredibly important, as a group, especially when we roll into postseason.
And Serfass.
Cody, you touched on it earlier about how grateful you are for the fans. What is that energy inside a rec hall and the home fans? What does that bring to your team, and how does it elevate the performance?
It's just, I mean, I think maybe the word's a little cliched, but it's just electric, right? We come in there, it's dark coming out through the hallway, and then you come in, and then there's the crowd, and there's the screens, and it just, it's an enthusiasm that it's just hard to replicate. And again, it's really just that feeling of gratitude. We have people there that care and appreciate these guys and what they do, and we're able to channel some of that energy when we step out on the mat, and then hopefully some of that energy puts some pressure on the other guys, right? That's part of the fun. You get an opposing team in there, and they can feel that energy too, but we want it to compress them when it elevates us.
Nate, go ahead.
Hey, Cody, I came in a little late, so if you already touched on this, I apologize. Can you talk about the new faces in the lineup this weekend with Baylor Shunk and obviously Max Dean coming in, and just to see how they stepped in and continued that Penn State mentality of scoring the bonus points?
Well, it's great when you never know, right? You never know when a guy gets out there for the first time, in the singlet, with the Penn State stripe. What are they going to do? And in both those circumstances that you mentioned with Baylor Shunk and Max Dean, you saw those guys walk out there with pride and compete with pride and scored the points. And it's great to see. It's what we hope for. And those two specifically, I mean, those two are just quality individuals, two of the nicest, hardest working guys you can have. They're selfless. They care for the guys on the team. Baylor's a guy that's been here a couple of years, and he's always there for everyone. So we as a coaching staff and the team was really excited to see him be able to get out there and take that match. And then Max Dean, what a great addition. He's a leader. He's mature. He wrestles the way we want to wrestle. And also seeing him trying to implement some of the things that we're working on in practice, that was, that's satisfying as a coach. So it was enjoyable. It was great for the team, but I was really happy for them to see them get out there and do what they love to do.
Okay, last one for Cody. Tanya Luce, go ahead.
Yes, kind of as I talked about earlier, there's been a lot of guys that have wrestled at different weight classes, and there's certainly some spots in the roster that are kind of more up in the air as to who's going to get the nod, and the meets the duels that really matter in the future. Does the coaching staff have a timetable or anything as to when they want to kind of figure out who they're going to go with down the line?
No, we don't really. I mean, sometimes sooner the better, but not always. I think if anything, our history has demonstrated that we're patient, right? We don't want to rush things. It's November, national tournaments in March. Of course, we've got some great competitions between there, but we let things kind of unfold. Like guys have the opportunity to get out there and perform and see what they can do. We really let these guys kind of sort it out themselves as much as we can. And sometimes we've got to push a little bit more, but right now, we're patient and it will unfold as we go through this next series of matches.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. Appreciate you taking some time for us this morning, and we'll see
No
you.
problem. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to down Creighton Edsell, 165-pounder. Creighton joins us today. Really appreciate it. And we'll go ahead and do the hands up system again. Anyone have questions for Creighton? Okay, Andy Elder, get us started.
Creighton, obviously you had a couple good performances on Saturday night. How did it feel earning that starting spot? And how do you feel like you performed on Saturday?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about just kind of getting the first couple matches underway. Just maybe like the first match, just those pre-match nerves. But yeah, just being down at 165, I felt pretty good. Just working with the coaches, they've helped me a lot. So really grateful for them and excited to see what the season has.
Nate, go ahead.
Creighton, just got to ask, how does it feel to be at your normal weight? I mean, last time we saw you, you were wrestling about 184 pounds in the lineup and, things like that. So how does it feel to be able to compete at your normal weight?
Yeah, like I said, even like 165, I had to, kind of like shrink my body a little bit, bring it down. But yeah, I feel a lot better at that weight. Just, like you said, at 184, it was like, obviously not my weight class. So I'm excited to see, what I can do at my own weight class and just see, where it goes from there.
Zach Allen.
Hey, Creighton, I touched up on this with Cody, but you earned a major decision that earned bonus points for the team. Was that a focus of yours going into the match?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as coaches say, like as Coach Cody said, even, just they're always preaching, score points. And, obviously, in the first period, it's 2-1 or, it could be close, but, you just keep working and looking to score points. And, obviously in the third period, things start to open up and it's kind of, where I got to and, it's just a big main focus, like Coach Cody said, just in the room right now that score points is one of the biggest things. So.
And Serfass.
Creighton, obviously last season was a weird one with COVID and everything. How excited are you to be able to get back to wrestling in front of a packed house, a packed rec hall, and what do the fans do for you?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Just like, I just remember going back to the Maryland duel last year when there was, just, family there. It's weird. So, and just really excited to get it underway, especially the energy. It just brings, every little thing, mat returns, takedowns, just, you can feel the fans behind you, which is just amazing. And just gives you even that little more energy, and focused in the match. So
Kenyon.
Yeah, Creighton, what is the environment like in the room right now, especially among the guys who kind of know that they really have to compete for those starting roles on the roster right now in these early season duels?
It's kind of the same, everybody, we get along with everybody. Everybody, gets along. It's, nothing really out of the ordinary. Wrestle-offs are a little weird, yes, just because you're wrestling your own teammates and everybody, like you said, is trying to compete for that spot. But at the end of the day, it's just another day. And, we're grateful for each other to, test our limits and get better every day. So.
Zach Allen.
Hey, you talked about pre-match nerves kind of going into the season. How's the 2-0 start boost your confidence going forward, and what's it do for your performance?
Yeah, for sure. obviously helps me, but even if I was 0-2, I would still have, just the same mentality of just going out there and scoring points and, competing to my best ability, and just being grateful for the opportunities that are given, especially like this week, Army and hopefully a packed rec hall, just grateful for that opportunity and that experience and environment. So.
All right. One last one. Go ahead, Ben.
Creighton, you mentioned how there's just an energy difference with fans and whatnot, right? You're talking about the Maryland duel. What are the energy levels that you expect, and how do you think that's going to benefit the team?
I expect, probably, very high energy, especially, without fans being there last year. So I expect, probably some good high energy. So yeah, excited.
All right. Well, Creighton, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you all Thursday night. Thanks, Creighton.
Thank you.